Welcome to The Pitch. Two budding entrepreneurs will get just 90 seconds to win over a tough panel of capitalists. Now, if our financiers like the idea, they'll connect our dreamers with some of the best business minds around to help them take the scheme to the next level. There is a catch. They could hate them both and send them on their way. Here's The Pitch.
Hi, I'm Paul Van Winsen, co-founder of Gloveslap.com, an online community based entirely around competition.
Hi, I'm Munib Mushtaq, CEO and co-founder of AskForTasks.com, the first online platform connecting Canadians together for all their tasks.
Welcome to our show. Now, you heard a bit already from our entrepreneurs. Let's tell you about the gang they have to win over today. Joining us to my left, making his debut on the show as a panelist,
there you go,
Duke McKenzie, Senior VP of Sales at Mediative. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
What does Mediative do?
Mediative is one of North America's largest digital marketing agencies. We specialize in search, social, and display.
And you hear a lot of pitches in your day-to-day
I do hear a lot of pitches as well. I'm a bit of an angel investor as well, so I always want to support entrepreneurs. So I hear a lot of pitches and as well.
What's the golden rule, Duke? What does a pitch have to contain?
I always say I always want to see someone show me their concept. So I always say, if you're selling something, show me you could ship a purse. And put your money in it and do that. So if a pitch shows me the proof of concept, I'm normally good to go.
What do you mean to ship a purse? Like just get right down to the practicality of the whole thing?
Well, you know, I'm a big dreamer most of the time, and big dreams are great, but you have to take one step on the path. So normally when people pitch me with just big ideas, I always want them to see what it looks like when they put it into practice. So they ship one purse. You could say, I'm going to ship 10,000 purses or 10 million purses. I want them to see ship one first, and then we're off to the races.
How does this thing work, in
right.
fact? Okay.
Right, exactly.
Making a triumphant return, Brian Copas, VP, Summerhill Venture Partners. Great to see you again, Brian.
Good to see you too, Andy.
And remind us what Summerhill does.
Summerhill is a technology venture capital firm. We're focused on finding early-stage technology opportunities that are exploiting market white spaces. So we're trying to find companies that are going to win important marketplaces that ultimately either have IPO potential or can be acquired by larger tech companies.
And when you say white spaces, you mean areas where nobody's operating right now?
Yeah, so when I'm looking at a pitch, one of the key things I look for is, you know, is this new? Is it fresh? Because we want to back winners. We don't want to back people that are copying others. We need to find guys that are going to define new market opportunities.
And one of our favorites, Philip Brown, CEO, Brown's Dining Solutions. Great to see you, Philip.
That could change tonight, Andy. You never know what could happen.
Do you notice how feeble I was? One of our favorites.
But it used to be the favorite. What happened? But you know, it is good to be back on Canada's only full-contact investment show. And,
that's right.
And as you know, we're out there in the full-contact business world as an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. We're rolling up a big company now in the dining service sector. It's tough out there for existing businesses, hardened entrepreneurs like myself, and for these new and maybe young entrepreneurs coming in, it's a rough ride, and statistically the chance of being successful, statistically, is a big egg. It's zero. When you think about the statistics on people who start businesses and actually get to success, it's a rough ride. So I'm excited to see who's on tonight and see what they have, and I agree with you. Let's see some traction.
You've heard a few pitches now on the show. Philip, you've been a great friend of the show. What's the big mistake people make when they come on the show, do you think?
They waste a lot of time telling us things we don't need to hear, like their name, their position, and their company, because we already know that. Get to the point, make it succinct, make it exciting so you want to go tell somebody, but you better know your numbers and have traction. And numbers are everything at the end of the day. There are no million-dollar ideas. There's just ideas that could become million-dollar companies.
Okay, I see you three are ready for blood tonight.
I'm ready.
I'm looking forward to it. Okay, coming up, we're going to meet our first entrepreneur. Just 90 seconds to convince our panel that his online contest platform is a winning investment. We'll be right back with The Pitch.
From when I wake up to when I go to bed, I'm working and focusing on the business.
We went from my mom's kitchen to an 8,000 square foot facility.
My name is Sharon Waddy, and I'm the owner of Spa La La.
Why do millions of business owners count on Vistaprint?
We went to another printing company. Nothing was right.
Their hours are not 24 hours a day.
And finally, my friend was like, you need to try Vistaprint.
At Vistaprint.ca, you can make anything from business cards to banners to brochures.
They make it really simple to be able to create your own product the way you want it to look.
At Vistaprint.ca, it's easy and affordable to look professional. See how easy it is with 250 standard cards, now new and improved and still only $10.
And my sister was like, this card is amazing. You actually look like a professional company now.
250 cards, $10. Vistaprint.ca.
Everything else we've had a problem with. Vistaprint not.
Let's meet our first entrepreneur, Paul Van Winsen, co-founder of GloveSlap. GloveSlap, 90 seconds, take it away.
GloveSlap.com is a startup online community based entirely around competition. The idea is that anybody can go on our website and create a contest about absolutely anything. Once live, those invited can enter by posting content, so pictures, videos, text links, etc., to make their case as to why they should win. Users can also vote anonymously on entrants and challenge others to participate by glove slapping them, hence the name of the website. Users are given a score and a glove status based on their performance in competitions. So GloveSlap's a great tool for solving playful disputes. It caters to our innate desire to compete against one another, and it also allows us to poll true, unbiased opinions. But where we think the real future of GloveSlap is as an online tool for businesses. So we're essentially doing what Groupon did, in that we're taking an already established marketing concept. Groupon uses coupons. We're using contest marketing. We're making it cost-effective, we're making it easy to use, and it's to a targeted audience. So when users go on our platform, they're there looking for contests, and there's an audience there already who competes for fun. So we're seeking $1 million of equity capital to help expand our business. The majority of that will be used towards product development, so expanding our current product, which is a minimum viable product. We're also going to use some to build out a mobile application, as well as increase customization for brands. We're also going to use some of the money to expand our marketing initiatives, as well as for scaling.
Short and sweet. Duke McKenzie, any questions for?
Yes. So do you have a live product so far?
We do have a live product, yes.
Because you have people working on there. So
Yep.
I could go and compete right now.
You could go sign up, compete right now.
And how many users do you have so far?
So we have a small community, roughly 2,000 users, but we're growing very quickly. Our activity is actually up 400% over the last month alone, and we haven't undergone any major marketing initiatives yet, so all that growth is strictly through word of mouth so far.
And sorry, you said 400?
400% in the last month,
400%
yes.
in the last month. Okay.
So you give the user a lot of control over what the challenge is, voting anonymously, and a lot of the times that just slips away from the platform, and you end up with aggressive or not very good behavior online. How are you going to deal with moderation of the content?
Okay, so that's always sort of a concern. What we have is we have a system of self-moderation, so we do have a report button on every page. So if there's any content that you find offensive, you can instantly remove that. You hit report, it'll be gone right away. We also monitor the site. We're on it all the time, so we're personally pretty responsible for removing content. We really haven't found any issues with that so far.
Okay, so what if what if I'm just losing a challenge and I want to hit, offensive?
Well, you'd have to post your reason for why it's offensive. You send an email to GloveSlap, and if you can't come up with a viable reason, and I don't really find it offensive, then probably won't take it down.
Okay. Arbiter of good taste right here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always curious, as I said at the start of the show, there are no $1 million ideas. It sounds like you've got an idea and you're looking for $1 million. The one thing that you've left out of your pitch is, it's great where you're going to spend the money. How do we ever get it back? What do you see as a return on investment here? And $1 million goes out, and when will I ever get it back, and how, more importantly? Tell me what's your traction.
Okay. Well, right now, like I said, we do have a small community, but we're looking to grow very, very quickly. We think we have an extremely viable product with a very high market demand. I mean, businesses run contests and competitions as a marketing strategy all the time. If you prove that GloveSlap is a better platform to run it than, say, Facebook or how they currently run it, through emails on their own website, then you have a major ability and a huge market demand to grow very, very quickly.
So play that into some numbers. That's great storytelling, but how are you going to make money at this?
How are we going to make money? Okay, so in terms of monetization, a lot of it is through running sponsored contests for brands. So you can monetize the site in multiple ways. You can, charge them per as to how effective the contest actually is. So in terms of number of users, number of spectators. You can also enable them to add plugins or widgets to their own website for a fee. Again, you're running the contest for them, so we have a lot of different monetization options, and I can discuss quite a few more at this time, or at a later date.
Okay.
But up front, you won't make money off the members of the public using the site.
No. The members of the public use the site entirely for free, and our initial goals are mainly, as a startup social platform, your initial goals are always building a user base and building a client list with the idea that monetization is going to come down the line.
So given that there is sites out there doing contests, what's your barrier to entry that would make you hard to copy or put you that far ahead of the pack that fast?
Okay, well, we're not blind to the fact that obviously the barrier to entry when you're coming with this sort of idea is relatively low. That's the way startups like us are allowed to be successful in the first place with small amounts of seed capital. But what we think really makes the difference for us is our product and our community. I mean, anybody can have a great idea. There's lots of great ideas out there, but the real difference is execution. And for us, that means our community. We think that although we have a small community, we're sort of building our product towards them. We really want our consumers to be advocates for our product, and we think we're building a great platform that through that is going to grow word of mouth-wise very quickly. I mean, look at Instagram. There's hundreds of photo sharing apps out there, but what separates Instagram is their community. They're people who are all brand advocates for their brand, and that's how they were able to grow so quickly, and we're looking to do the same thing with GloveSlap.
Gotta leave it there. There's the pitch for GloveSlap. We have got Manib Mushtaq waiting with his online trading community. It's an online task trading community. If you need a job done around the house, you can go online and find somebody who'll do it, who'll actually bid for the job. Will our panelists like the idea? Stick with us. BNN's pitch returns right after this.
When you redesign North America's best-selling car, you need to change more than just the steel and the glass. You need ideas, like a side mirror that improves stability, making the bottom of the car as aerodynamic as the top, or a hybrid with hybrid synergy drive that delivers best-in-class fuel efficiency while producing 200 smile-inducing horsepower. The all-new 2012 Toyota Camry, made from 30 years of our most brilliant thinking.
Canada's oil sands is energy at work for all Canadians.
With the development of the oil sands, there's long-term work for Canadians from coast to coast. And we're just getting started.
There's an opportunity for everybody, all ages, all skill levels.
It's about families, it's about future, it's about stability.
It's a story people want to hear. You know, we're all part of this one big family, if you will.
Absolutely.
Create the wealth and do well for our country and sell a product that's much needed by the world.
Passion capital defines the energy of an organization. If you look at University Health Network, the passion of helping people within that system contributes tremendous energy and commitment to the organization.
Continues to fuel the market.
This stock is a short. It's going down.
Dow 13,000, NASDAQ 3,000, they're just numbers.
Where do you stand? Join the debate on Market Sense. Weekdays, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific.
We just heard from the folks behind GloveSlap. Now let's hear from the competition. Our second entrepreneur, Manib Mushtaq, CEO of AskForTask.com. 90 seconds, take it away.
Thanks, Andrew. So let's face it, we all have that long to-do list with never-ending tasks that always gets neglected due to our busy schedule. Now, there is a solution to this problem. Introducing AskForTask.com, the first online platform connecting Canadians together to get their tasks done in a safe, reliable, and efficient environment. So the way this concept works is basically if someone needs to get a task done, he can head on to AskForTask.com, sign up as an asker since he's posting the task, fill in the description box, set the price he's willing to pay, and the time and date he wants it to be done by. Now, local reliable people in his neighborhood, or as we call them, taskers, will get notified via email. And the ones who are actually interested in running that task will leave their bid. Now, eventually, that task will get a few bids, and then the asker will have the option to select the one with the lowest bid or his favorite tasker. All of this takes place through our safe and secure payment system. Now, Ask for Task is helping Canadians in two ways. Firstly, people can actually get their everyday tasks done on competitive prices. And secondly, and most importantly, we are trying our best to help Canadian economy in these hard times so people who are in between jobs can actually make money to pay for those bills while helping neighbors. Thank you.
Short and sweet. Duke McKenzie, will you start us off?
Yeah, what's the #1 task that people are putting up on the site right now?
Actually, we made an explainer video as well. It's like an animated video, and it's about IKEA furniture assembly. So that is like the most important task. Like people face it, like people think it's the biggest hassle to get that assembly.
That's great. Now you have it says here you have about 4,000 users so far.
Yeah.
All right. And how did you get those users to come?
A very good question. So actually, we just launched last month. And since then, what we have been doing is we are going for the aggressive marketing. So we're just not relying on the word of mouth. What we did in the beginning, was actually we went out and sponsored a few prominent events, such as UFT Lived Up, due to which we got a lot of hype. We created a lot of hype. And secondly, since my other startup is a marketing company, we took the help of that, and we did some online and offline campaigns as well in order to get the word out as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine a lot of the tasks that need to be done involve somebody coming to my house. So there's an inherent level of trust that you need to kind of get the user's head around. Are you doing anything around filtering or referrals or kind of seeing who in my social graph might have used this service provider?
Exactly. So for now, actually, since we are running in a public beta, all we are doing right now is actually if someone needs to register themselves as a tasker, there is a long application that they need to fill out. And once they we ask about like different aspects of their lives and everything. So once that gets submitted, our Ask for Task team basically scans through them, filter them, do a little bit of due diligence on them, and based on all these facts and figures, we decide if he is suitable to be a tasker.
And what if you get it wrong? What if I get robbed or my house gets trashed? I know. Well, you know, Airbnb was a successful company. It's doing very well. Someone's house got trashed. It became a PR nightmare, and now they have to offer $1 million of damage.
Actually, what we are doing right now is actually we are competing against those classified companies or websites that are actually posting ads, and people are actually going and calling them on. So basically, unless you have like basically our system is running on feedback basis. So your feedback is basically your resume. So everyone who is actually running the task is always looking to make the customer as satisfied as possible, and that is how we control all of this community.
Okay. So this is not a new business. There are lots of competitors out there, particularly in the trades, so qualified trades, or the construction, plumbing, electrical. You're doing all kinds of tasks. I have the same concern that you have, is quality control. In terms of your expansion geographically, to make sure the quality control is there, how are you going to attack the marketplace?
So basically, right now, we are just open to GDA, or I would say the whole of Toronto, basically. But we are working on it, and we are soon launching in 2 major cities as well, Vancouver and Montreal. Our next stop is there. So, and along with the expansion, we are thinking of developing more filters that would actually make all of this tasker procedure much easier, such as background checks, video interview, and etc. So that way, we'll be able to filter out better.
So it's hard to control markets from a distance in this type of thing, because it's such a socially powerful medium you're working in. How do you deal with the geography and the distance, say, in Vancouver, to make sure you've got someone on that
So basically, the money the fund that we're looking for to raise right now is towards, most of it is towards development and launching in the new cities. So when we're launching in the new cities, we'll be hiring new ambassadors and all those people from Ask for Task team who will be actually keeping all this in control.
Okay, I like that. So just quickly talk about the monetization of this and how you're going to make some money and pay back your investors.
So the best part about our website is that it's not free to use. So basically, yeah, the asker who's posting the task doesn't have to pay anything at all. But on the tasker end, we charge a service fee of 10%. I think that's justifiable because we are helping them find the job and to run it in their neighborhood. So that way, it's not just of course, we are looking to increase our user base, but with that, we will be earning our monthly income as well.
Okay, and how much money do you have into this so far?
How much have we raised? Well,
how much have you invested in this business to get it going so far?
Oh, we have invested. So basically, up till now, we have invested around $20,000. Okay. Yeah, in this business, which includes all of the development, research development, and all of the costs. So now we need the amount to actually do the marketing and to expand in the new regions as well.
Sounds good.
We gotta take a break. We'll be right back with the big decision.
Before I switched my team to Rogers, getting through to our communications provider wasn't easy.
Your call is important to us. Your estimated wait time is 15 minutes.
Only Rogers has Live Agent, so I can speak to a small business specialist right away. by phone, in store, or online.
Hi, this is Dave, your Rogers Small Business Specialist.
Get back to business faster with Rogers Live Agent. Switch today and stay connected with Rogers Small Business Share Plan.
Canada's oil sands is energy at work for all Canadians.
Every year, we've been supplying 25 to 45 of those coaches to go to the oil sands. The economic impact is phenomenal at Prévost. All these people, they benefit from it. You see 400 coaches at the beginning of the shift. I was amazed when I saw that for the first time. It's 4,000 kilometers, but no matter what is the distance, there's a very short link between this community, Quebec, and the oil sands.
The new Jeep Grand Cherokee's legendary off-road capability, exceptional mileage, and a best-in-class driving range will get you anywhere you want to go. And with this kind of luxury and comfort, it really is the only way to go. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Ed Sheeran, an exceptional new talent with a phenomenal album Plus featuring the A-Team. Available everywhere now.
It is decision time. Our panelists heard those two different business pitches, and here's the recap. Our first entrepreneur, Paul Van Winsen, co-founder of GloveSlap.
The idea is that anybody can go on our website and create a contest about absolutely anything. Once live, those invited can enter by posting content, so pictures, videos, text links, etc., to make their case as to why they should win.
And then we heard from Munib Mushtaq. He's the CEO of AskForTask.com.
Ask for Task is helping Canadians in two ways. Firstly, people can actually get their everyday tasks done on competitive prices. And secondly, and most importantly, we are trying our best to help Canadian economy in these hard times.
Panelists, your verdict. Duke, can I start with you? What about GloveSlap?
What I like about GloveSlap is that this opportunity could be really, really big. You know, we've seen some other companies like this in the space really scale really fast. So kudos to you to thinking big, because I think that, you know, entrepreneurs, that's one of the things that we have to do is always shoot for the stars. So kudos to you for that. One of my, you know, you're asking for a lot of money, which is good. You got to think big, and hey, I love money, and you gotta ask for a lot of money. The only thing that the question that I would like to look into a little bit more so is sort of as a potential investor, what would I be getting for that money, for that equity base? So do have some more questions around the revenue model, because I think that we talked about it a bit more, is that yes, this opportunity could be massive, but you know, where can we go and what type of revenue can you get along those lines? So, you know, great initial concept, and this has excited me so far. I love competition, and so far it's a thumbs up so far.
It sounds like a green light, but you still have questions, of course.
Yeah, green light, but I still have questions. But I'm you know, I take a lot of risks, so I'm almost ready to write a check.
Brian?
For me, this would be a pass. I think this general area of challenges or gamification is one that's getting a lot of buzz now. It's taken a lot of different shapes and forms, but I think the one that's been most successful is not trying to create your own community, but leveraging existing communities. Brands want to jump in when there's a big audience, scale, and reach, and trying to do that on your own may be tough. So I'd like to see the concept tweaked to kind of leverage existing communities a bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to see more traction personally, and I think admire you for asking for $1 million. You're just new, so you're all excited to invest the money. Stick around, buddy. You'll find out how tough it is. You know, and really get some financial traction. Come in a few months and say, look, I've got 15,000 people. This is how much we've earned. I can scale that up, multiply it, and here's how you get a return on investment. That's when I'd get interested. And there's a lot of competition in the marketplace, so it'll be interesting to watch you. I like you. I thought your pitch was good, and see how you beat up the competition.
What about the concept itself, Philip? Do you
yeah,
like
no, online gaming is important. It's out there. It is very competitive, so I'd have to see what that compelling leading edge he creates to get ahead of the competition would be.
Paul, was that helpful? Any reaction?
Yeah, it was definitely helpful. I'd be happy to talk later, you know, about what sort of differentiates us and why we don't actually integrate as well with larger platforms such as Facebook that a lot of people use, and why we may be a more viable and actually a better option moving forward than them. But yes, I definitely agree with you, and definitely we do have only a small amount of traction so far, and that was certainly a concern that I knew would come up. But at the same time, we think that we have massive growth potential and a very high market demand, and like you said, the ability to grow very quickly, and that's what we're looking to do.
Duke, would you put money into askfortask.com?
So here's what I find interesting about Ask for Task is I could actually see people using it. I could see, you know, you already have 4,000. You weren't here when I was talking about wanting to see people ship purses, so showing the concept and proof of concept. So I see that. My only concern is that we're containing ourselves to Canada. I'm wondering if that's a risk of a potential market size. There's other companies that's not listed here, such as Angie's List and stuff like that are U.S. based. That I'm wondering, you know, that if you're capping yourself on market size, but. Maybe it's because I'm new and I love entrepreneurs, but I'm still excited about this, and I can see how you can grow your business and stuff along those lines. So right now I'm giving you a you know, sort of a half thumbs up.
That's an amber light.
An amber light.
Okay.
Right.
Brian.
Yeah, I like the concept. I think, as you pointed out, there's a couple validation points in the States, companies like TaskRabbit that are doing well. I would have liked to have seen you hit a little bit more on some of the unique elements of perhaps like group buying. If me and 6 of my neighbors want our lawn mowed at the same time, why don't we pool our purchasing power? But I think you can take the platform in that direction. So it's got some interesting potential, and I'd want to dig in here.
It's not for me. I think the security thing is going to be something that'll snow you over. A friend of mine established a great ride-sharing program. Everything was right about it, but people ultimately were fearful about getting in other people's cars, no matter about police checks, how qualified they were and whatnot. And I also think there's going to be a value proposition issue where people are going to be bidding for cheap jobs, and then they'll have an expectation that is higher than what they've decided to pay. And I think there's going to be a friction point there between my expectation of what the guy who bid for the job is going to deliver and what he delivers in the end. So I'm going to sit out and wait it out for a while and see where you get to, but for tonight it'd be a no.
It sounds like the security thing is going to be a hurdle for you.
Yeah, exactly. So as I said earlier, we just launched and we are still in public beta, and we're coming up with new filters and discussing this issue over and over, and hopefully we'll be coming up with new filters that will actually help us get more reliable taskers in the future. Yeah.
Certainly a minimum, Andrew. For my business in Browns with the high schools and colleges, a police check is a very minimum, costs 10 or 15 bucks. At a bare minimum would be to me an absolute no-brainer that should be done on that.
So you'd say that. And what about insurance? Do you have to take that out, liability insurance?
We don't have that option at the moment, but yeah, again, we are open to the options. Yeah, we are just increasing.
Sure.
All we are doing right now is actually trying our best to get the word out as much as possible, and plus increase our user base. So that is pretty much our...
Think about it. If I'm inviting someone over to cut the grass at the house, and I've got kids at the house, and I really don't know who this person is, I think that's the area you need to focus on. Not saying you won't overcome it, but certainly I think that's the one.
Fascinating stuff, guys. Thanks very much indeed for coming in. And thanks very much indeed to our panelists. Duke, great day to you. I hope you'll come back soon.
Yeah, good job.
We're out of time on the pitch. Thank you very much indeed for watching. We'll be back at the same time next week. Send your ideas, your brilliant idea, to the pitch at bnn.ca. We'll try and get you on the show.